Revolutionary greetings to all and sundry, my dear people of Ambazonia, my fellow brave warriors of our liberation movement of the Southern Cameroons. Accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro. Today is Friday, December 9, 2022. I want to begin by apologizing for the quality of this video. I know it's not really going to be very clear. I'm actually out of my station, but this communication is absolutely important. And it made a lot of sense for me to defy the technical odds, at least so that we have this conversation. My people, I've said before that the times before us now are very critical. And to critical moments, people take critical actions. I want to point out here that unknown to just too many of us, we sometimes take measures that we think are the best things to do, whereas we are simply being contrary to our avowed motives of ensuring that we deliver a free and independent Ambazonia to our people. My dear brothers and sisters of the Southern Cameroons, listen, I have watched the debate on social media, Facebook, WhatsApp groups, and everywhere, where there's so much controversy and misunderstandings around a certain concept regarding an interview granted recently by Comrade Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe from Kondengi prisons in Yaoundé. I know some may really not understand what it means, but one of the demands that Comrade Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe made as what is precondition for us to really engage into talks with La République du Cameroon has to do with a call for general amnesty. This call had been made before. It had come under scrutiny from some of our chapels. I think if we want to be fair to ourselves, we would definitely recognize that those who think this call is unnecessary and that this call is a setback are not, I want to repeat, are not opponents of Sisiku Julius Ayuk Tabe, are not his detractors, and are not people who simply want to waylay him. We must learn that in the marketplace of ideas, people can agree on certain things and disagree on others without necessarily being insultive towards one another. I also must recognize that there are some who came after that demand with the intention to denigrate, with the intention to smear, and with the intention to insult the personality of Sisiko Julius Ayuk Tabe. Let's not forget that it is possible that he might not have taken time to weigh the consequences of that demand. Listen, a lot of people are talking to him. A lot of people are reaching out to him, making requests, raising issues, and talking about some kind of concerns like, oh, we want to have the possibility to go back home and bury our dead. We want to have the possibility to go back home and attend some kind of ceremonies and all whatnot. So if there's a general amnesty on all of us, at least he will give us passage. Please, my dear people of Ambazonia, I'm not of that caste that comes out to condemn someone for taking a position that he may not have the full information that tells that that position is definitely not the best. Sisi Kujilius Ayuk Tabe, on the eve of October 1, 2017, declared the independence of the Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia. Independence means we are a sovereign nation. Independence means we have to take control of our land. Independence means we don't have to obtain permission from anyone to have access to our land. If right now we have the occupier, the colonial administration of La République du Cameroon still on our land, what we need to do is to be asking La République du Cameroon to withdraw unconditionally from our land, withdraw its forces, withdraw its colonial administration, and all of that. Because going into and out of our land is our right. The time or the moment we start asking for pardon from La République du Cameroun and right of passage into our land, then we are somehow backtracking. We are somehow going back to our vomit. We are somehow recognizing that La République du Cameroun has authority over our land. We are putting our very sovereignty, our independence we have proclaimed, to question. When you look at it from this perspective, you will agree with me, therefore, that those of us who are saying Comrade Sisiku Ayuktabe needs to withdraw that particular demand because it is contrary to the wishes and aspirations of the people of the Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia. It is not out of hatred for his person. It is because we are all contributing ideas. We are all putting in our efforts to ensure that we generally do right when it is time to do right. I know that there are some who will refuse even to pay attention to the argument I've advanced and cast aspersions on my person as simply wanting to, undermine Sisiku Julius Ayuktabe. Before you do that, recall, I've always said this and I repeat. Sisiku Julius Ayuktabe was elected in Canaan land in 2017 and in the month of August as a chairman of the governing council. All our chapels were present. So he legitimately pronounced the independence of the Southern Cameroons. And it is our collective responsibility to uphold that independence. That is why in my last presentation, I talked about the survey that was conducted by the late venerated Christian Cardinal Toomey. And when he was explaining the conduct of that survey, that took place only on ground zero, exclusively for our citizens resident in both the northern and the southern zones, what they called northwest and southwest. And he explained that they deliberately left out the option of independence and talked about forms of state where they talked about decentralization, when they talked about unitary state, and when they talked about federalism. And then put in a question and said, do you have other propositions? And he said, 69% of the people dodged these options that were proposed to them and went to the question that said other propositions and wrote there absolute independence. Two words. Absolute independence. Not just independence, absolute independence. This comes with a price to pay. The price to pay here is simply that we are under some deprivations today to make sure we get what we want, to make sure we get what resonates with the thoughts, actions, and aspirations of over 69% of our people. We must bear this in mind always, my people of Ambazonia, so that we don't lose face of the things that we should be standing strong for. Let us not argue on things that we don't need argument. Some facts are simply so clear. Stand tall and speak for themselves. That asking for general amnesty from La République du Cameroun so that we should have access into our territory is unacceptable. Rather than chastise Comrade Sisiku Julius Ayuktabe, I believe, and this is something I've already done, and I've reached out to other to others in the leadership of our liberation movement to reach out to him, have an exchange with him, so that we all carry him along. The important thing is not to chastise. The important thing is to share information. The important thing is to give and take in the marketplace of discussion, in the marketplace of ideas, so that at the end of the day, we all move in the same direction. And I know that Comrade Sisiku Julius Ayuktabe has understood right now the importance of avoiding such a demand. I won't dwell on it very much. I was just saying this to say we don't need to stoke controversy even on issues that don't require or deserve to be seen as controversial. That said, my people of Ambazonia, remember that on December 14th, today is already the 9th, that is in 5 days, the countdown, 5. In 5 days, if you are based in North America, Canada, United States of America, Mexico, anywhere, mind to be in Washington, D.C. We shall be demonstrating before the State Department, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the 14th of December. And for those who are still doubting, Paul Biya, I've had information, is going to be in Washington, D.C. It's true that our focus is not Paul Biya, but that he is going to be there. We need to be out there to shame him before the whole wide world. I also want to take this opportunity to thank and congratulate all those who are contributing feverishly this far to the fund drive that we have set out there to hire an LED truck for this demonstration. This far, we are yet to attain our objective. At the last quotes that we've had and then the final agreement reached, we have to spend a whooping $3,200 on that, but it is worth it. And so therefore, we are still receiving funds. We need to top up this money. Quite some money is coming in. A lot of people are showing the enthusiasm that some feared had disappeared. Please arise and assist. I'm going to, below this video, at the comment section, the first comment on the comment section will be the path to contribution, either through Zelle or PayPal, to enable us to attain this lofty objective. If you can write, take it from me. The path is the email amberrelief2018@gmail.com. Amber Relief is one word. That is AMBARELIEF 2018@gmail.com. Don't tell yourself that others will complete that money and so I don't need to contribute. Even if it is your $50, your $25. I've seen some people have put in $76. Some have put in 75. Some have put in 100. Some have put 200. I think someone has even put 300. Please. I'm particularly touched and I was almost tearful when one of our comrades called me from Arizona. He told me, Mr. Akuro, I'm 77 years old. Unfortunately, I'm frail and will not be able to make it to Washington, D.C. I would have wished to do so. But I'm sending my contribution so that that LED truck with those images passing on it will represent my presence in Washington, D.C. And he asked the path and I directed him through a lot of strain. He contributed $100. I wanted to turn it down. Say, no, don't do it. You have younger brethren, even your children and grandchildren would do it. And he said, I have to rise and be counted. I was tearful, but I said, God, this is additional evidence that even those who are on their way out know the importance of us achieving this freedom for generations upon generations of Southern Cameroonians to come. My people of Ambazonia, La République du Cameroon in the days ahead is going to be facing a serious crunch. I talked to you about the economic malaise that is right before them. Right now that I'm talking, they are facing a lot of difficulties paying salaries for people who are collecting their salaries with vouchers. If you doubt, reach out to any treasury accountant back in that country. You confirm what I'm saying. That's why they are taking the fiscal stamp from 1,000 that is sold now to 1,500 beginning January 2023. That is why the airport tax that had been cancelled has been resumed. And this time it's not 10,000. It's going to be the least one is 25,000. And if you are flying first class or business class, you pay a whooping 125,000 CFA as airport tax. Even property swap is going from 500 CFA. It moved from 500 CFA just because it was just a fiscal stamp to a fiscal stamp of 1,000 CFA, and now it is 3,000. There are several other things whose prices have increased, like the cost of establishing an international passport that is going again over the roof. La République du Cameroon is basically going to be taxing people right into their marrows to the point people are soon not going to be able to have even money to do anything for themselves or even get food in their houses because they have to pay taxes. And La République du Cameroon says they're expecting to collect 3,000 billion from Cameroonians in the form of taxes. And all that money is only going to be used for recurring expenses, not even for investment, for recurring expenses, to feed and pay for for the lascivious lifestyles of the government officials, purchase of brand new Prados, spending hundreds of millions on gasoline, dishing out money on budgetary line number 64 or is it 65 that they call sovereignty expenses to people like Amugo Bellinga and others, and the OC Joshua's dishing out to them hundreds of millions in CFA, all that from the scotch that's going to be imposed on the people. Now listen, my people of Ambazonia, we don't have to belong in the first place to be facing this misery. We don't deserve to be there. That is why we must continue to do what we have to do to wring free of a nefarious system, of an evil regime, of a vociferous system that only aims to exploit the downtrodden. My people of Ambazonia, if you are back home, pick up your phone from today. Call your brethren who are in North America. Remind them to be part of this demonstration. If you know the art of developing flyers, I'm not seeing a lot of them yet on our social media platforms. Don't wait for anybody to call you. Pick the pictures of our atrocities. Design a flyer now. If you can do it, if you have that ability, don't wait to be contacted. Design a flyer now. Put the pictures of all those atrocities and of our people ready to demonstrate. Indicate the date. December 14, 2022. Venue, the State Department in Washington, D.C. Time, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. My dear people of Ambazonia, don't lag behind. Do anything you can where you are to contribute to the success of this demonstration. Don't wait for anybody to assign you. This is the people's demonstration. This liberation movement is our movement. We refer to this struggle as the people's liberation struggle, the people's liberation movement. Arise and be counted. Don't lag behind. I want to make this communication short because I know, first of all, the quality of this video is poor. But most importantly, I want us to be able to share this message. Share and share and share until you can share no more. Let our people know that we all have to come out there and be counted. Nothing, not even La République du Cameroon's stupid propaganda that they now have a hold on us, or the Minister of Defense making noise, Minister of Defense of La République du Cameroon, Betia Somo, making a noise that they have now established a channel in the US where they'll be picking people and sending them back to Cameroon. That is not going to happen. It did not happen yesterday. It will not happen today. And will not happen even tomorrow. So, my people of Ambazonia, arise and be counted. Remain blessed. To God be the glory.